Nonprofit, offering tax-deductible crowdfunding opportunity, giving you access to patron-only features and benefits. 3 features to personalize your investment decision-making process. 1. A calendar that tells you what are the upcoming institutional newsletters so you can plan your research accordingly. 2. Screenshot any chart or plot on the web, email, PDF, and more, and extract the plot data to CSV so you can customize your analysis. 3. A tool to manipulate both historical and projected data so you can study the impact those changes will have on technical indicators, allowing you to anticipate the possible formations well ahead of time. Hi, my name is Mordecai, lead researcher at Project Hamburg. We're a 501c3 nonprofit democratizing ethical AI to advance education and research, safeguarding academic integrity, and empowering communities. I'm here to share an overlapping feature I think will be useful to you and your community. One of our missions is to archive the S&P, who have been collecting data for the past 5 years. We only specialize in the S&P as we feel that this is a global index that is the heartbeat of the economy. We would like the opportunity to create a white label application for you and your users. I'm going to introduce you to ONLYSPX calendar. Essentially, this calendar is divided into 2. There are probably over 50 banks and independent researchers who publish newsletters daily. What we've noticed is that this can kind of get overwhelming, especially if you cannot anticipate when one newsletter is going to be released. So we designed a 2-part calendar, one that covers the banks and other researchers, and another that covers economic events that are going to be coming. Another component that's part of our mission to archive the S&P is being able to extract data that is not readily available. The CNN Fear and Greed Index is a well-known indicator. As you can see here, this information is not really readily available. What we've been able to do is to create a framework that can extract this data, provide a CSV. It is quite possible to engage it with coding. As you can see, that same CNN Fear and Greed Index data now has an 8 and 20 moving average. We've attached a MACD and an RSI. I think the value of this becomes quite important because not just seeing the primary data is helpful, but to also get context. Currently, our beta version can extract simple charts like those you see in journal articles and on the web. When this is ready, you'll be able to scroll to your chart. Preferably, single plots are simpler to extract, but 2 plots are possible. More complicated multi-layered plots are still too difficult for our AI agentic framework to process. However, the success of single plot extraction makes this a soon-to-be possibility. For all our features and any we develop down the line, our patrons will have access to up-to-date tools and features. Delayed and downgraded features will be available to the public. We created a data manipulating tool that will transform technical analysis. Take a look at this. By manipulating the data, we will observe the impact it will have on indicators. This makes a very, very big difference for technical analysts because they can project and forecast what something may become based on the impact price has on those indicators. We're also developing and improving the reverse, which is to be able to manipulate the actual indicators and see what the impact it will have on price. However, this requires us to train a model. The charts you see here are projected prices of what is anticipated from the current time. These are actual prices for the month of September. This is not a prediction, this is more of guidance, and we have been using these results to improve the reverse process of being able to predict price by manipulating technical indicators. To our surprise, these models actually serve as useful guidance. Although it is not our intention to be predicting the price of the S&P, we do see that as this model improves, it could have some use in that area. This data manipulate tool will improve by allowing us to add trend lines and Fibonacci retracements. This means that you can manipulate your price points to specific levels you anticipate. You can manipulate moving averages to see whether they bounce off one another or cross over one another in the future. I'm actually most excited about this tool. As a technical analyst myself, I know this will be a game changer. By being a patron, you'll allow us to update this calendar, and it will be available to you. We continue to collect data and update resources like the CNN Fear and Greed. This is available to you as we currently post it on social media. The first place you can check is our ONLYSPX YouTube community, where we post updated findings. I do want to say that as a 501c3 nonprofit, we do offer tax-deductible receipts for any donation. I believe in providing value to you and proving and making our case. Thank you so much for listening and giving me this opportunity to share this information with you. Your support can go a really long way